My name is Owen, and I'll be doing a case study for an encounter in the Quake level, the Dismal Oubliette, which is the sixth and final level of Episode 2, The Realm of Black Magic. This is the last encounter in the level, and is accessed by stepping onto this platform with the pillar in the middle. There is already a zombie inside, but once you pick up the large amount of cell ammo, the encounter truly begins, and the heavy type enemy, the Shambler, immediately spawns. However, the player is able to use the Thunderbolt, which they picked up earlier in the level, and use the cells they just got more of to quickly dispatch it. This does a good job at teaching the player that this weapon is very suited for the Shambler enemy, if they can conserve enough ammo for it, as the Shamblers are resistant to explosive damage like rockets. As this is happening, the platform starts to descend like an elevator, and the player is stuck inside the small room. The zombie is still in there if the player hasn't gibbed it with explosives. Then, shortly after, a fiend enemy will spawn while the pillar in the middle will start to shoot out spikes in 4 directions repeatedly, potentially damaging the player if they are not careful. This means they have to fight the fiend while having very limited room to dodge, which is normally very important while fighting fiends, as they have a pounce attack that is very fast. After the platform gets low enough, 3 more zombies will spawn, acting as dangerous ranged enemies, and will start throwing their projectiles at the player in an arc. These can be very difficult to dodge, as the player still has limited room from the spikes being shot out from the wall. If the player isn't able to permanently kill these zombies by giving them, they can continue to stay a threat while in the elevator. After the elevator gets to the bottom, a door will open up to reveal 2 of the Vor enemies. These are very deadly enemies that shoot out a somewhat slow-moving projectile that tracks the player and will continue to follow them forever until they hit something. This means, while fighting the Vor, and this is the very first time you encounter this enemy, so it's a test of the player's movement ability and how well they can dodge attacks. The player has to be constantly dodging by running around in a circle around the pillar to try to get the projectiles to hit that pillar while the projectiles are tracking them, all the while trying not to get hit by the new ones getting shot out, and while also returning fire so that they can kill the Vor and end their barrage. This is a very difficult encounter overall, and that's the reason it's the last encounter in the entire episode. After completing the encounter, the player will pick up the rune and will be able to exit the level, giving some more backstory for the game.